Oh, so it is recording. Okay. For a moment there, I thought it wasn't recording. Okay. It just took a while. All right. So, yeah, I had some problems getting this thing started, but we'll be okay. I did manage to get the next mutation put on the next male and get that taken care of. So I just got to stick it here in the middle and start breeding away. Alright, so we got next mutation, and we're going to enable mating, and everybody should be able to breed. Alright, so that's going to take a bit to get going, and put the prior mutation away already. Alright, so that's going as planned, and we'll do a bunch of eggs. So I was going to play a few videos while I do the next generation of eggs. You know how I am. I'm doing pretty good. 42 mutations. That's like 84 levels. That's like 84 levels on the dinosaur. But that's only for attack. That's not for health. I have not taken the time to go out and make a secondary base on a different map to try to do health. I just haven't done it. You know, I've been just being lazy, I guess. Turns out I have my Star Wars, The Old Republic things set to reoccurring, and I didn't know. Reoccurring $16 a month. I might have to cancel it and just do something else, because I already pay for Netflix. I'm tired of paying so much money for this stuff. Yeah. So anyway, first one I got is I have Jack. Where did this come from? Okay. Got Jack Morgan here. Oh, here we go. So in case I need more cryopods, I have some of that. I also have some of these. Alright, so we'll do some more of those. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Let's see if this will go ahead and allow me to start. See, they're all breeding, and then they drop the egg, and these guys pick them up, and that's it. That's a whole set of eggs right there. I have to go to the oviraptors and get them off the oviraptors. But let me start the videos. All right, this is Jack Morgan Red Leather Podcast 2.0. Fired at 56 after 30 years of company loyalty. Yeah, companies don't give a shit.
All right, this one goes, my husband lost his job of 30 years at age 56. Not cool. This should be fun. Oh, the first comment, though. You are old and poor. Good luck. You deserve nothing. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow. That's cold.
So yeah, imagine that. Imagine working a job for 30 years, working your way up. My husband started off as he was a drywaller, a painter. He got his contractor's license. He did that with the same company. He was a subcontractor for 20 years. Eventually, they moved him off the field and made him a project manager, which we were so grateful for, because hanging drywall is, it's a pretty physical job. And he'd done that for, 25 years because he worked for another company previously. So at the age of, I think he was 56 when this happened, the company that he had been with for 30 years we still never knew why, but they just, without any notice, they closed. They gave everybody a week's notice, let them know they would be getting their last paycheck, no gold watch, no pension, nothing, just their last.
Wow. First of all, I cannot imagine working at the same company for 30 years. My longest ever employment was 5 years at the same place. That was like a fucking revelation. Not to mention, could you imagine doing drywall just for 30 years? Just drywall. No pension. They gotta have a 401k or something. This is a bit much. That's fucking crazy. 30 years, same company. Wow.
Last paycheck and sent them home. It was shocking, to say the least. We were...
Progressive Commercial Insurance offers
Piece of
affordable
shit.
small business protection. You can receive discounts on commercial auto insurance.
Progressive does not offer cheap insurance. Go ahead and fuck yourself. Sponsored by Progressive.
Stunned at first, just in total disbelief, because up until that point, we felt like we had done everything right. You know, we kind of lived by the book. You know, you get married, you buy a house, you save some money, you know, you raise your family, you go to work every day, you live frugally. And even though we really weren't like planning for retirement, I think we were working towards it because, you know, we did save some money, we bought a home, and in our minds, we were going to be able to retire at 62 fairly comfortably. We weren't too concerned about it. We weren't investors. We didn't have a 401k because of the company we worked with. We did have our own IRA, and we had done some things, but when this happened, it just pulled the rug right out from under us. Now we're like trying to figure out how's he going to find another job?
Yeah, they're not too quick to hire a 56-year-old man. Basically anywhere. And 56 isn't even old. I'm thinking this is years ago. We'll see where this is going, but my dad, when my mom and dad both lost their jobs, it was nearly impossible. My dad never recovered. Ever. And unfortunately, a lot of people rely on Social Security, which we know as a younger generation is good luck. Do not rely on that. It's something. But, no. The 401k too, like, you'll do okay. You could cash out of it. At least it's something. They do have an IRA. They do own a house. But, man, dude, do everything by the book. And this goes to show you that it's not just the younger generation getting fucked. Like, if you didn't plan accordingly, oh, dude, being older has got to be a nightmare. We'll see where they're going, man. I'm sure they'll bounce back. Maybe.
Yeah, at 50-something years old. And there wasn't a lot of work at that time. So it took months before he was able to go back to work, and he wasn't able to start at the top again. He had to start, you know, at a much lesser wage, but we were just so grateful that he was able to find another job in his field, because he was looking at going back to hanging drywall again, you know, which would have really been tough because he'd been out of that field for 10 years doing that. And
dude, I wouldn't even want to lay drywall at my age, at 35. Like, you I'd have to be booking my own jobs. That's the only way. Like, I couldn't just go work at a company and then be like, here's $32 an hour. This is your life. No way. I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. I can't. I mean, I guess you do what you have to do. I don't want to say it like that. Okay? Let's not bullshit each other. You need money, you're probably going to take the job. Or at least most people will. That's crazy, though.
it would have been really taxing physically, but you do what you got to do.
True.
So now, fast forward 8 years. He's 64. I'm 63. We're both still working. We would, normally we would have been retired at this point, but here we are. We're working. Luckily, we're both in fairly good health and we can work. But even after my husband lost his job, shortly thereafter, he also suffered from a heart attack. It was genetic. He had an enlarged heart. He didn't even know it was caused by.
It's always the classic story. That's terrible, by the way. I'm sorry about that. I actually recently just lost my father at 62. My mother passed at 64. I hate to keep bringing it up, but it fucks with you because I'm still relatively young. But what's really crazy is a lot of the younger generation, we realize that this happens, this classic story. Right as we were retired, boom, dead. Right before retirement, boom. You've heard it 1,000 times before she keeps going. I'm sorry about the heart attack thing, but it's just kind of, it's gotten to a point where retirement is like a pipe dream. Let me see. I was in banking. This comment goes, I was in banking for 26 years, saw the writing on the wall. Once you're in your 50s and making a good salary, it's only a matter of time. I switched gears at 57 and went into nursing school. No way, dude. That's awesome. My husband lost his job at 54 when he did, and then he died rather suddenly. His boss loved him and was at the hospital the day before. Jesus, gets fired and then he's died. It's the classic tale. People are losing their jobs no matter how long they worked anywhere. It doesn't surprise me anymore. Yeah, it's the days of working for somebody for 30 years. I mean, if you do that now as a younger person, let's say you're 30, if you're 60 and you still work for that same company, holy shit. Disney Channel. A Disney Channel original. That's what that's going to be. I'm not happy about it. You know, even what I'm doing here. I'm like, I probably... We'll see in 5-10 years. I might have to do something different, which that's like the way society's going. Live life now.
What is it? Atrial fibrillation? I'll write it up here because I know I'm saying it wrong. But anyway, it was a genetic defect, and his father also had passed away from it. But it just, another, shocker that we weren't expecting. And then if you watch my past videos, I won't repeat myself, but several other things happened as well. So, our life has changed. It's not what we originally planned. And, like they say, life is what happens while we're busy making plans. This is our life. This was not our plan, but we're rolling with it. We're trying to figure it out. And the nice thing about talking about it on my channel, because, it's not easy to talk about. It's kind of embarrassing because up until that point, we felt pretty good about ourselves. We felt like, in our circle of blue collar workers, we felt very fortunate that we were able to save some money. We were somewhat frugal. We never bought boats and toys and, like everybody else did, which that's awesome because they lived their lives and they did all that stuff. And now a lot of them are struggling, but that was their choice. And I would never judge anybody for their choice. I just thought, because we didn't do that, we were a little bit farther ahead. But everybody has their own life to lead, and I would never judge anybody. Don't judge people. I hate it when people judge you and tell you.
Yeah, I like what she said, though, because it is embarrassing to say, hey, we're eating shit, It's hard to admit that. It really is. And I've said it here a million times. I lived in a car before. And it does suck. It does. But the cool thing is she's not alone. Even the people that seem like they have it together, they don't. The people who are spending all their money are still in the same spot as they are. So they're definitely not alone. It's happening to... it's crazy. We have this idea as younger people that anybody at that age are just set forever. But that can't be further from the truth. I would say most of them are half of those people, the boomers generation, because that's a big generation. I'd say like half of them. They were the original millennials. Half of those people. The 60s, 70s. You get what I mean? Like, how many of them are in a position, not even this good? How many of them are just full-blown, like, Social Security only, got nothing? Let's go through some of the comments. This is just kind of crazy. This is, there's no more job securities out the window. There are thousands of people that are in your situation, the current situation of our country. You and your husband both have your health. Well, her husband just had a heart attack. After all the child support I had to pay, I mentally prepared to work until I'm 70. I pray my health and mind will stay sharp. Yeah, it's almost like just plan on working forever. It gives you purpose. My father lost his job at a very bad time many years ago. He was 61, laid off from construction. He could not get another job in construction. Yeah, they want young people. I worked most of my life with no savings. I broke my left leg in 3 places. Okay, sorry. Ageism is real. You're in your 50s and 60s. Get ready. Yeah, this seems like a normal thing. I'm going to leave the rest of her video down below. What is it? Resting witch face. Jesus Christ, man. Anyways, solid talk, but shit ain't safe out here no more. At least we know. I'm glad she made this video, because at least us younger people know, hey, don't be too loyal to this job. You know what I mean? Kind of like, it's better to know, because they got sold a real Disney Channel. Like, you think we got sold some bullshit? They definitely got sold some bullshit, for sure. Social Security's going to be enough. 401k is going to be enough. No, okay. Anyways, unreal. Resting witch face. Classic. I wish them the best of luck.
Jeez. Yeah, well, the thing is, my idea of retirement is staying employed, taking the Social Security retirement money and supplementing my income. Eventually, my cats will perish. You know, they don't live forever. And then by then, I'll have a vehicle ready to live in, because I don't think anything's going to change as dramatically as we think it is. It's just, life is not free. And when you're like me, you had a parent who abandoned you when you were 2. You had another parent who was essentially crazy and made no fucking sense whatsoever. Ever. She was a crazy woman. Okay? She would argue with you, blame you. It was all narcissism and playing mind games with you. And for all that energy she put into that shit, she could have helped us invest and do something while we were on the government dole. The only good thing she did is she did help us survive by the VA, Veterans Administration. But that's it. You know, she did raise us. But now my sister has nothing. I have nothing. And it's mostly because of her discouragement. And the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, competition is brutal. Any competition is brutal. They are soulless. When it comes to money, the horns come out. And you learn that people will choose that money over you. Bottom line. Yeah, my lady retired after, what was it, 30 years? Didn't mean shit. After 30 years, ladies and gentlemen, you know people in the company, and they know you. And they still let your ass go because you're too old. Or maybe they noticed that her husband was struggling. Or maybe because of the economy, they had to downsize. And they got rid of the older guys, kept the young ones. Or maybe the company just folded. It sounded like the company just folded, I think. So that happens a lot. I was hired into a company, and I was doing computer programming. I was basically doing small changes in the structure for something called MedSup, which is a medical supply program for the military. And it was a big deal. But they hired us to fulfill roles that the older guys left, because the older guys found out that there's a new company that's getting favor and is going to get the new contract. And the old company didn't get the old contract. So all the old guys that trained us and helped us get started in that job were let go. We were let go too. We were only there 6 months or less. So of course we were let go. you know? And I was pissed off because I said, man, if I had stayed there long enough, maybe I would have gotten a serious experience. But no. No. Huh. We got orange horns. I'm collecting the colors so that I can screw around with it later on. I'll raise them later, but see, it's got the red horns or orange horns. I might want that on my animal. Well, it looks like I got through all the eggs pretty quick. I think it's the breeding bonanza right now, and that's probably why I'm getting these eggs pretty quick. Yeah, but that's my retirement. Anyway, back to the subject. That's my retirement plan, dude. I don't have a real retirement plan because I don't have any real money. I got abandoned. I got screwed. I never succeeded in business. I tried to do business. I tried to do some side hustle, and I fucked up there, you know. And normally you wouldn't care, right? You wouldn't care so much. But damn, when you get old, you don't even want to get up out of bed in the morning, dude, much less go to work and do drywall. He's got a good point there. Okay. I've been making some beef jerky. Takes a while, but there it is. Because it's good. Beef jerky is actually better than just meat. Oh, I got a few more eggs on me. And that'll be the end of that. Then, there we go. Yeah, I didn't get my mutation yet, so we'll try those eggs. I could get it. You never know. Man, there was another video here. Let me see if I can switch it over. Yeah, I gotta live out of a fucking car. That's what I'm saying. I gotta get used to being the weather. This one is from Anton Daniels from the Millionaire Morning Show. Giving my son back to his father. Single mother admits she doesn't know how to raise a man today.
So my 11-year-old son is going to go live with his dad full-time. Now, he has been with me primarily since birth. He'll be 11. But for parts of junior high and then his high school life, he's going to go live full-time with his dad. That's always been our agreement. We co-parent well. We don't miss events. We split time. You know what I mean? We do really well together. But there comes a point, I think, in a young man's life that a man needs to teach you how to be a man. I am not a man. I'm never going to be a man. I can try to understand man's role in this world, but I'm not a man. So he's going to go live with his dad. I will get him on the weekends. We will kind of reverse roles. And I think that that's the right path because, again, his father is supposed to teach him how to be a man. And his father is a good man. He's a good man. But the level of flack I get from, honestly, predominantly like other moms are like, you're just going to give up your baby? First of all, he's not a baby anymore. And I'm not giving him up. I'm just allowing his father to do what he's supposed to do, which is teach him how to be a man. And sometimes you got to get out of the way. Because I'll be honest, I baby my son. And as a mother, I feel like I should be able to do that. Why? Because he has his dad to balance that out. So I'm going to do what I need to do and get out the way so that his father can teach him how to be a man. I don't understand where the feedback comes, where it's like, oh, you're abandoning him. I can't believe you give up your baby to his father. Yeah, no.
That's because most women are against the men that they wind up divorcing and or had children with that they're no longer with. And because she's able to say that he is a good man, that actually showed you that this is one of the rare. And when I say rare, rare occasions where co-parenting is working. Now, you know me. I am a person that actually advocates for families to stay together because it's very difficult for a woman to raise a man, as she indicated, and it's very rare that you actually see people working together and or one is not influencing the child significantly more than the other. I think that, you know, especially boys, they need to see how their mothers are treated. They need to see how a man operates. They need to see you going to work. They need to see a lot of things. And so she being able to and willing to give up her child, their child, to her father for the thing that's in the best interest of the child, but she still plays a role in the life, while at the same time, and this is very important, not disrespecting, not talking negatively about, not talking down on the man, even though they are not together and have not been together for a long time, is actually beneficial for the child. Now, I cannot say that it is the best situation because, of course, you know, me. This is my personal preference, my personal opinion. I think that families need to stay together at least up until the child goes into college and is of age and, you know, starts their own family. However, in this rare instance, of course, there's always a needle in a haystack. There's always an anomaly. There's always a situation where something can work out beautifully. Her celebrating how good of a man that the father is and the roles that they play and the fact that they can parent together and that she's willing to give the child up while at the same time still getting the child on the weekend and understanding. That's the thing that we need to pray for. We got to pray for understanding. We need understanding as to the things that we do so that we'll be wise in our decisions and make the right decisions on a regular basis. Understanding that she cannot raise a boy into being a man. She can nurture him while he's a child, but she cannot raise him into being a man. And so she's willing to give him up and let him bump his head and let him go through some things and let him figure it out and let them see exactly what his father is like. It's a beautiful situation. And I like to celebrate good videos just as much as I like to hold people accountable for the things that they do wrong. And I think that this is smart. It's wise. More women need to hear this. But the troubling part is that there is a bunch of women, expectedly, because women are women's worst enemy and they often at times keep other women single and they ruin their own children. There are women out here that are actually saying, I can't believe you are giving up your child to his father, to the man that created him. You don't want what's best for your child. And this is how I know that a lot of women are selfish. They are selfish about the fact that they want to raise a child or a boy into being a son husband. They look for companionship, and it's not fair to the kid. They look for companionship in the child that they raise. 100% they do. And that child wind up going up and resenting them. Sometimes they even talk negatively about the father of the child, and the father it's not warranted because he still wants to play a role in the child's life. And because they are bitter about the circumstances by which they broke up, that then spills over into her holding her own kid accountable or her not doing the thing that's in the best interest of the kid and not seeing the benefits of what's best for the kid by giving it over to the father. There are a lot of women that need to heal, that is bitter. When they say who hurt you, they really talking about themselves in a lot of instances. When they say who hurt you, they really talking about what they're about to do to their child in a lot of instances. And women truly, truly need to come to their senses and heal because it is not good. And the kid is going to be the ones that suffer for the sins of their parents. When they can't get it together, it's already bad enough that the parents ain't together and they got to be able to commute and share custody and all of that stuff. Why would you want to make it worse? And here's the other kicker. Here's the other caveat to this. They want other women to be mad at their children's father. They don't want you to have a relationship with them. And I say it all the time that you are inherently tied to that person for the rest of your life through the child because y'all going to always be there for that child. Children, a lot of times, don't even get off a parent's health care coverage until they're at least 26 years old. You know, you got to be there for weddings and family gatherings and all of that stuff. And so that is both of your children. And in instances of a boy, and it's a little bit different from the girl, but she needs to see her father and see how her father treats her mother also, while at the same time understanding what a man is supposed to look like, and then seek the type of men, or be open to the type of men, not even seek, be open to the type of men that is similar to her father, while at the same time allowing for her father to be able to vet the type of people that she around in the first place. And that is where her protection comes from, covering the covering. And then your father walk you down the aisle to give you a way over to your husband. You're never supposed to be operating without covering. Then you get the best experiences possible, and you don't marry broken. You're not ignorant. You can't vet effectively. You're not a single baby mama. And, you continue to go on from there. But, a lot of times we have single people keeping people single. We have single people keeping people's kids messed up. But they're not going to be there for you when your kid is all jammed up. They're not going to be there for you when your kid said that they want to be sassy, because they're not used to cultural norms. They're not used to a stable household. And we know, statistically speaking, that you're much more likely to go to jail, much less likely to join a gang, much more likely to need therapy, much less likely to complete college and become successful on that front. We know these things to be true. So why would women say that instead of celebrating and saying, you know what, that is a phenomenal thing. That is a great thing. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your family. I'm happy for your children. And I want you to continue to be blessed and be successful, and let me change my life and figure out what I'm doing wrong so that I can have a better relationship with my child's father, so that my child can benefit from us doing the things instead of me feeling some type of way, so that I can make myself temporarily feel better, even though it's at the behest of the child. Very few people are willing to make that sacrifice. Most people are selfish, and they think that, because I'm happy, now my child is going to be happy. No, your child is going to be sassy and ashy. Anyways, I always like to give credit to the content creators, so that link will be down in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. And then last but not least, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think inside of the comments.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. Looks like I missed it, man. Anyway, I'll replay the video for myself later on. Let's see. Oh, it was only 8 minutes. No wonder.
Handling the chainsaw of your...
Okay, so this one is Asmongold TV. The left wants Elon Musk dead. Oh boy. It's only 12 minutes, so it should give me enough time to go get some crystal and come back home.
Handling the chainsaw of bureaucracy comes with a price. Elon told Rogan the left wants him dead.
These are real enemies.
Jack, I think they actually want to kill me. I mean, the reason I know this, well, they say so online. You know?
Yeah.
There's like Reddit forums where they don't just want to kill me, they want to desecrate my corpse.
Elon security details working overtime to keep him safe, so
It's
the
nuts.
left's taking out its anger on Tesla owners and dealerships. One lib suffering from Musk
Oh
derangement.
no, poor Elon. Well, I think that I don't know why you're trying to joke around with this. If there's somebody who's involved in a political movement and you have a group of people that are actively cooperating with each other to collaborate to like kill the person, like that's a very big problem. Even if it's a political movement that you disagree with, and if you can't see that being a problem, you can't see this happening, you can't see how this is bad, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Poor multi-billionaire so helpless.
Wow, look at that one.
What do you think it's okay to do this? No. Real quick. Do you think it's okay you post death threats on people or not? Is it okay to like how much money is it to where if you can post a death threat on somebody it's okay? How much? What's the amount? No, of course not. Not okay. Then why are you making light of it? Why are you trying to turn this into something, a situation that it's not? You're trying to invalidate this. So you know why would you do that? Like, this is what I was saying before about how these people lose the optics every time. No, it's not normal and reasonable to go on a Reddit thread and make these comments constantly about killing people. It's not fucking normal. Nobody thinks this shit's normal except for other weird fucks just like this. Account created today? I don't know about that. Yeah, you gotta dial this shit down, man. Yeah, like you really like. I mean, this shit like it's just not. He typed something. Well, let me listen to this real quick. Because he's crying on Joe Rogan about it, but no one should get death threat. He's not crying on Joe Rogan about it. You don't like Elon Musk, and so you're saying he says this is what's happening to me. He goes on Joe Rogan to talk about his life, and then he talks about his life. You say he's crying about. Oh, come on, man, bro. Like, get real. Get real. He's talking about it. Yeah, like it's so weird, bro. So weird. Where do these people come from?
One lib suffering from Musk derangement syndrome just got arrested outside of Boston
Thank God.
for vandalizing random Teslas.
Thank God.
Why do you think they have the right to do that?
It's my free speech.
Free speech not on your car?
Oh.
Yeah? That doesn't matter. It's not up to you to say anything.
You guys can get a better car. If you can afford that car...
It's not up to you to say anything.
I guess we have a difference of opinion.
And yes, that was a Palestinian flag strapped to the back of that guy's bike.
I'm sure the Palestinians really appreciate that. This retard going around making their movement feel like it's full of retards.
In a different incident outside of Boston, half a dozen charging stations were torched overnight, and the suspects are still at large. On the West Coast, a radical lefty activist was charged with firebombing and shooting up a Tesla dealership.
On Tuesday, a man was arraigned after police linked him to two separate cases at the Salem Tesla.
They gotta, bro. They gotta round these people up. I'm gonna be honest. This is an insane level of derangement. And at the end of the day, like, we just can't have we can't have a society like this. This terrorism, it is. It's terrorism. It's straight up like, what the fuck is going on? How does this even happen? I don't know. Like, yeah, it's political, therefore it's terrorism. Yeah, it's taken over the whole region. Yeah. And the thing is that they've got to... Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you all what's going to happen. Unless these people self-regulate, or there's like a degree of accountability for some of these bad actors, this situation will continue getting worse until the backlash on it will be a reduction in personal freedoms. And that's what I'm afraid of. You think about what happened after 9/11. Not like this is anything like 9/11, but that's when we got the Patriot Act. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's
and
correct.
So I don't want to have a situation like this where more of my personal privacy, more of my personal liberties are put at risk because a couple of mentally ill Redditors want to draw on a Tesla. I don't want to have this happen. And I know it's going to happen. And it will happen if they keep doing this, because do you really think that these massively powerful, that these people believe are these psychopath, crazy, horrible people are just going to roll over and let you fuck them over? Of course they won't. This is bad. Yeah, they're speedrunning Real ID on the internet. They are. Do you think greater punishments for this behavior would happen before the restriction of general freedoms? I don't know. It depends on what the catalyst is. Yeah, this is bad. It is really bad.
Center. Police say these surveillance images from the dealership show Adam Matthew Lansky throwing Molotov cocktails at the dealership and sparking fires. Police also allege that on a separate occasion, Lansky fired several rounds into the dealership and at least one vehicle.
The left.
See, this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Is that the radicalization that's happening online? This does bleed into real life. It does. And I think that it's 100% terrorism. Yeah, I think that this kind of stuff really needs to be, like, they need to nip this in the bud, because it's already gotten out of control. And some of these platforms that allow this stuff, this is, I mean, like, because what we're really discussing here, right? I mean, this is terrorism. I mean, it's straight up 100%. It goes both ways, unfortunately. Yeah, but not really, though, right? I mean, and also in the case, like, let's say some right-wing person goes and they shoot up a place that's left-wing. Everybody's going to, like, what do you think I'm going to say about that? Don't go in both ways this. There's only one side of people on Reddit that are making active calls for violence, and it's leftist people. 99% of it is leftist people. Now, if you want to go back in time, you're absolutely right that right-wing people did the same thing in other cases. But nowadays, this is a one-fucking-sided issue. It is a one-sided issue, and it's bad. This is really bad.
Used to care about mass shootings, but when
everybody is going to lose their personal freedoms because these people will not self-regulate. I promise you that will happen. That will be the end goal. That will be the conclusion of this. Everybody loses their personal freedoms, and that's it. That sucks. It does.
They, them is pulling the trigger. Crickets. But not from the DOJ. Mm-hmm. The feds are now handling that case. The department also charging Lucy Grace Nelson, a.k.a. Justin Thomas Nelson, a trans activist, for trying to plant a series of explosive devices at a Tesla dealership in Colorado after spray painting Nazi on the building.
Jeez.
Lefties who once flocked to Tesla for a green future are now having a change of heart because of crazy libs harassing them. Quote, 2 weeks ago, I was called a Nazi in the parking lot at Kroger. I came home and I told my husband, that's it, I'm done. Another owner so ashamed.
And the thing is also, like, what this is going to cause people to do is that this is kind of what happened with the, like, remember the MAGA hats? People would get, like, kind of negatively approached and negatively treated if they had a Trump hat on. And I think that all that really did is it just emboldened that group of people to be even more extreme and even more prevalent. They still do. Not like it used to be, though. Not like it used to be. And I think things have changed a lot. lower trust society can be? Yeah. Before Elon went crazy, what point did he go crazy? The point where he started disagreeing with those people.
Trying to preempt the protests. Quote,
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed to be seen in that car now, said one owner, who got a bumper sticker that said, I bought this before Elon went crazy. And we're hearing reports that some owners are changing their cars' logos to avoid being targeted. This has become a dangerous and pretty disturbing trend that's now, I guess, not showing any signs of slowing down. Why won't the Democrats denounce their base?
That's a great question. That's a really, really good question. Yeah, why is every single Democrat not coming out and saying it's not Democrats? It absolutely is. How many people voted for Trump you think went and did this? 0. 100% it is. 100% it's left-wing people. Yeah, they're funny. Yeah, it's bad. Like, I don't know why. There's some people that like to engage in this intellectual dishonesty. That's not going to work here. Since when did the right ever denounce any of their extremists? I feel like a lot of people have acknowledged January 6th was bad. Like, if you want an example. And I think that, like, anytime there's, like, a white supremacist or somebody like that, and I'm not talking about a person that's white. I'm talking about an actual white supremacist. I think everybody denounces them. So, yeah, it's the same argument again. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Without bringing one side into it, it's obvious if people are denouncing it or not. Yeah, it is. They're dumb for attacking Tesla. Doesn't Elon have a bunch of iRobots ready to go? Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, there it is. And the right side is bad too. Shit is getting old. It is. And I think that nobody buys that anymore. And it's like but they do it too. That's not that. I remember I used that argument in kindergarten. It's a child's argument. And anyway, let's see here. I denounce all violence as a Trump voter. Yeah, it's that simple. But anyway, I saw this, and these people basically are engaging in terrorism. That is effectively like whenever you go and you're burning shit down like this right here, this is a terrorist. Like, I don't really see a big difference between somebody in ISIS and this guy. It's effectively, to me, pretty much the same fucking thing. Why is he big, though? I mean, it's a kind of a cool outfit, but, like, we can't have people going and doing this. So, yeah, it's correct, yeah. And so, anyway, I do really hope these people get held accountable. And if they don't get held accountable, what's going to end up happening is that we're going to lose more personal freedoms. We're going to lose more opportunities. We're going to lose more anonymity. And I really think that the places where these people are getting radicalized on the internet are places like Reddit. They are. And if this doesn't get addressed, it's going to get really, really bad.
Wow. Yeah, I've had a little run-in with demonic possession in the real world, and I can tell you, if you open up anger, hatred, bitterness, resentment, anything lower vibrational or negative, and you dwell upon that, you dwell upon your circumstances, anything based on fear as opposed to faith, anything negative that you're dwelling on and you're you're basically exalting that above the power of the living God. You're putting that negative concept of your circumstances or whatever above God's power to help you with your circumstances. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't do that. But once you dwell on that negative shit, you know, you don't like what he's doing. Okay, fine, don't like what he's doing, but he's still going to do it. He's contracted to do so by the president. So he's a contractor working for the government. And he's doing it mostly voluntarily. He's trying to serve the people. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you disagree with that, you shouldn't let it go to your head. You shouldn't be running around destroying Teslas. I would love to afford a Tesla, but I would want a minivan Tesla. I don't like the Cybertruck. I would like a minivan that I can actually live in. That's what I would want. I would not want something I can't live in comfortably. You know, but I mean, it's a good idea. You know, I only go inside the city. I can put solar panels on it and recharge it for free. It'll run for a very long time without me having to worry about it. I can tap into the main battery to, you know, make coffee, cook food, all that stuff. Was that 60? Oh, it's a 72. Yeah, it's only that color. It's only got that color because of the Valentine's Day mod. But some nice colors. I got to give them that. Anyway, let me go back to base. I don't think I'm going to play another video. Let's just go back to base. We're at like 52 minutes. But, yeah, dude, I mean, once you open yourself up to that, this is what I learned from my experience. You open yourself up to that stuff, and that shit is invited into your house. You don't want to invite the devil into your house. Okay? I don't care how you feel about it. Do not invite the devil into your house. You know? I invited a friend into my house. I thought he was my friend, but he acted more like a competitor. And he treated me like I was corporate just because I was trying to get him to pay his half of the rent. You know? And that's not fair to me that I should pay the rent and you don't pay shit and you're living there. And then he tries to bullshit me and say, well, you're paying everything, so I'm not really costing you any money. It's like, I'm not really costing you any money paying rent. He was here like months. I felt sorry for him because he got really sick. And it's sad. But, you know, that shit went away when I realized, hey, this guy's fucking me over. So I dumped the guy. I got rid of him simply because he wouldn't pay. He couldn't keep a job. He couldn't pay. I don't think he wanted to pay. I think he wanted out. That's why when I asked him to leave, he didn't say, hey, John, are you sure I can't stay a couple more months? No, dude. He grabbed his bag and he was ready to go, dude. He grabbed his bag and he was ready to leave. That means he had planned on leaving anyway. So I was like, okay. You know, that's the guy that brought bed bugs into my home. The bed bugs are still here. They still remanifest now and again. I get rid of them for a while and then they come back. I feel sorry for whoever else moves into this damn apartment. You know? Because it's not their fault that that guy had the damn bed bugs. It's not my fault. Well, it is my fault for letting him in here. And the thing is, they know. They know that there are bed bugs downtown. You know, anybody who's lived downtown and, you know, with the system, you know, they basically live with the bums downtown. Anybody who lived downtown knows that there's bed bugs there. I didn't know that because I never lived downtown. But he never said anything about it. And that's what another friend said. He said, hey, dude, if he was downtown, everybody knows about the bed bugs. Everybody. So he didn't say shit to me. And so I got taken by surprise. It's got to have at least cost me about $500 in washing, chemicals, things that I have to buy, medicines because I got bit by bed bugs. You know, all that stuff. At least $500 since this guy was here. And I'm like, shit. I don't have that kind of money to be throwing at whatever. But it's just fucking amazing that you trust somebody because he's a work friend, and you think, oh, he's just going to be just like he was at work. No, he's a totally different person. When you get to know people personally, you see they're totally different people than what you see at work. Never assume that you got the real deal, that you got the real person there. Let's see if I can get back to my base. I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. Good thing about this game is they fixed a lot of the bugs that were annoying as hell. Somebody made a little base over there. That's cute. Alright, so I knew I had crystal, but I wanted to get more because once you start getting into high-tech stuff, you need a lot of crystal. What the hell is that? Did I hear one of those birds? I was so sure I heard one of those birds that dive on you. Anyway. I hope it didn't dive into my facility somehow. Sometimes these things glitch and they go right through the walls. Alright. There's a few things. Oh. Mushroom. Save these, you may need them later. Get you back. There's only a trough on this side, so you want to make sure you park them on this side. There's only one trough over here. Alright. Okay, so I got all that. The reason why I did that is so I can put it in here and try to get some prime meat jerky, because prime meat jerky is a popular thing for whenever you try to get an imprint on an animal. It's pretty popular. It will come up a lot. Jerky and prime meat jerky. So I thought something was up here, but I guess not. Yeah, man, that guy, he's prone to being used of the devil, to put it mildly. And it's hard to get out of that, but you can get out. If you got in, you can get out. The problem is that by the time this guy gets out of that, he's going to be processed by the system. He's going to go through the system, and he may not have the money or the resources to bail out like I did. My mom sacrificed, crazy woman, sacrificed for me at the last minute. I couldn't believe she did it, but she did it. And I barely got out of that alive. Took 2 churches to pray for me to get me out of that situation, and it took over a year, about a year and 3 months or so, to get out of that situation. So that's what happens when you let a demon take you. You wind up in the box. So lesson to everybody who's listening: don't let the devil get your heart. Don't let it take your hate. I'm in pain. I'm suffering, but I'm thankful for every moment. Like right now, I'm not suffering so bad because I'm stationary. I'm not moving. I'm applying the medicine, and that's the best I can do with this disease that I have. It's very difficult to deal with. I have diabetic neuropathy in my feet, which I don't really feel anymore, so it doesn't hurt me anymore. But I have it also on the left side of my body now. So it's new neuropathy, which is still burning sometimes. And the dry skin is incredible. It burns all the time. So I have to continuously apply Vaseline. If I don't do that, I burn and I'll be in pain. So it's important to understand that if you're humble, you're thankful, and you appreciate what you've got, the Lord will bless you and the Lord will take care of you. Like today, I may not feel up to going to church. I didn't get any real sleep last night. I woke up too early. But I'm thankful for what I got, and I appreciate what I've got. And I'm still going to go to church virtually online because they have live service on the church website, the Hope Center out of San Antonio. So I go there if I can physically make it. But if not, then I'll see it online. And I feel like I'm there. And I'm thankful for it. I'm telling you, the only good thing about demonic possession is you will be thankful for everything. The good thing about jail is it helps you also to be thankful for what you have. Over there in jail, you don't have ketchup, you don't have mustard, you don't have nothing. You have whatever crap they decide to give you, and it's cheapest, shittiest crap you can ever imagine. It's bad for you. It's really bad for you. So just be thankful if you do have something. If you get something out of this life, be thankful. That's the best advice I could give you. You let the devil use you like that, you're running around doing violence, like those Muslims causing problems, they're going to reap what they sow. All those people that are being violent and disagreeing and yelling and screaming, they're going to reap what they sow. They're running around causing problems, being a problem, they're going to reap what they sow. Doesn't matter if they're right or wrong, they're letting the devil use them. Don't let the devil use you. Anyway, take care, guys. Bye-bye.